I don't have time for you.
So the last guest finally arrives. I'll tell you what I told all the others. You go in, I lock the door. You don't come out until it's over. Now I'll tell you what I didn't tell everyone else. We have the same mother, you and I. And she wants you to have this. It's the key to the house. I guess someone else has already told you the other details. Kill all the guests, then leave, right? Well, you better get in there. I enjoy the wines that Tamika makes at her vineyard, and they're reasonably priced as well. Go, socialize. Talk to those fine people, and then plunge your knife into their throats when they ain't looking.
The sixth guest has finally arrived. Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting? It seems like an age. Whoever invited us here must at least know us, don't you think? In any event, we're all stuck here together, so we might as well get acquainted. The rest of us have already traded introductions. I'm Matilda Petite. The others are Nels the Naughty, Neville, Devisi Dran, and Primo Antonius. Now, who might you be? Please, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a funny one. Good, I'm glad one of us has a sense of humour about all this. It'll make our time here that much more enjoyable. Personally, I think she's a little floozy. She's been eyeing young Primo Antonius, probably smells his wealth. That's right, it's a Breton name. I'll have you know the Petites are one of High Rock's oldest and most respected noble families. Oh, that man disgusts me. I find his entire manner offensive. Why, just before you got here, he told me the most off-colour joke about an Argonian maid. Well, if I can be perfectly honest with you, I find Neville quite attractive. Red Guards are so exotic, don't you think? It's obvious that young Primo comes from wealth. A chest full of gold would be mere spending change for him. Hmm?
So, Nord,
Oh, yes.
find the
Maybe
gold.
we'll speak again
What
later.
will you spend it on?
So,
Wait,
here we
let me
all are.
guess. A sleazy
Certainly
whore
is a nice
and
house.
a nice new battle axe. Am I right?
I'm going to open a tavern. Not that I'd welcome your patronage. No pigs allowed inside, you see.
I can't quite decide where I should
You
look.
Legion types
I don't want
tend
to
to
break
stink
anything,
up
but
a
the chest of
place.
gold could be hidden anywhere.
A tavern! Oh, I should have known. Leave it to a barbarian to spend an entire chest
quite
full of
decide
gold
where I
on
should
beer and
look.
mead.
I
How
don't want to
pathetic.
break anything, but the chest of gold could be hidden
You can call
anywhere.
me a barbarian. It's true, and I'm proud of the fact.
So,
But you
here
call
we
me
all
pathetic
are.
again,
It
and I'm going to
certainly is
show
a
you
nice
just
house.
how barbaric I am.
With every word you speak, you're just proving me right, Nord. Your kind has contributed nothing to our empire, and never will.
My kind, as you like to call us, are plenty happy serving our own needs, while your useless empire crumbles down around you.
Your words border on treason, Nord, and I will not tolerate them. You will respect the empire. You will respect the memory of our dear emperor.
Bah! Don't get your linens in a bunch. You have no authority in this house or anywhere else. You're not even in the Legion anymore.
Nevertheless, I still serve the empire in my heart, and will not abide such talk. Walk away from me now, barbarian, or you'll regret your arrogance.
I was done with you anyway. I can only talk to an ex-Legion pig for so long before my ears start bleeding. Besides, I need a drink.
So, here we all are. It certainly
So
is
here
a
we
nice
all are.
house.
Certainly is a nice house.
So, here we are. Hello, I'm Dovesi. I'm very pleased to meet you. What I mean to say is, before you arrived, we all just sort of glanced around a bit. Now Not much to tell about me, really. I'm from Morrowind originally, but my family moved to Valenwood a few years ago. Well, I really don't know her, but she seems like a very respectable old lady. Well, Yes? That will get you something. Honestly, I don't think she likes me. It's because I'm a Dunmer. I heard her say something to Neville, and it wasn't very nice. Every now and then he looks over at me and smiles. I think he's sweet on me. If Nels finds the gold, maybe he'll want some company. I know he's a retired soldier. But not just a soldier. He was an officer in the Imperial Legion. I hate the Legion and everything it stands for. When those soldiers came to Morrowind, they persecuted my people and stole our lands. Neville may not be in the Legion anymore, but who knows what atrocities he committed. It's pretty obvious that Primo comes from a wealthy family. He would never be interested in a girl like me, I'm afraid. He did? Oh, my goodness, what should I do? Should I talk to him? Or maybe play hard to get? Or should I, or would that be too forward? Oh, you think so? I mean, it is rather forward, but I like it. All right, then. I'll wait for him in his room upstairs. Oh, thank you, thank you. All right, then, I guess I'd better start looking. That gold's not going to find itself.
So, you finally showed up. It's about time. People of my station are not accustomed to waiting. She's quite beautiful, isn't she? A little young, perhaps, and not exactly highborn, but she possesses a unique elegance. We'll see. For me, can I be honest with you, my friend? I find Dovesi captivating. She possesses a beauty beyond compare. Maybe you could do me a favor. If you speak with her, put in a good word for me, would you? I would be forever in your debt. Apparently, the poor old woman thinks she's from a well-to-do family. Truth is, I have servants with more nobility in their blood than her. Nels is a drunk. He doesn't even try to hide that fact. But what else is he? When the liquor is dried, what remains of the man? I think Nels drinks to forget, maybe about some tragedy in his life. He plays the buffoon, but I sense a deep sadness in him. I know he's a retired Imperial Legion officer. Apparently, he's been in campaigns all across the Empire, from Skyrim to Morrowind. I also get the sense that he's very eager to find the gold. I can't imagine his life of servitude to the Empire left him with much to retire on. It's a regal name from a rather regal family. Indeed, my father owns more property than the East Empire Company.
You seem like a very nice person. I very much want to find the gold, but I wish you luck. May the best guest win. I have a good idea where that chest might be. That gold is as good as mine.
Well, hello there. Nels is my name. Some call me naughty, but don't you believe it. Dovesi is a sweet young lass. She reminds me of someone I knew. But perhaps we should talk about something else. All right. That'll get you something. Let me confide something in you, my friend. Dovesi is the spitting image of my own daughter. Her skin is darker, of course, but that sweet face. My daughter was killed, you see, a few years back by bandits. I'm sorry. Please forgive a father's heavy heart. You should have seen the old biddy trying to talk to young Primo Antonius. She may be a noble, but he looked down on her like a scullery maid. Ah, don't let the name fool you. I had a bit too much mead a few years back, and there was this tavern wench. Anyway, just call me Nels. I will confide something in you, my friend. I despise Neville and all his Imperial Legion ilk. They are useless, uncaring tools of corruption. 3 years ago, my village in Skyrim was attacked by bandits. We went to the nearby Imperial Legion outpost, but they refused to help us. My dear, sweet daughter Olga was killed that day. She was murdered, and the Legion would do nothing to help her. Neville and his kind are scum. Primo is young and rich. I can sense a good, decent person in there somewhere. He just has to get his priorities straight. All right, then. I guess I better start looking. That gold's not going to find itself.
Hello. You seem like a very nice person. I very much want to find... I have a good idea where that chest might be. That gold is as good as mine.
Are you all right? This murder has us all on edge. I'm beginning to get a bad feeling about all of this. I'd leave right now if I could. Well, the money means nothing to me. I just thought it would be fun. Who among us is vile enough to take the life of such a beautiful, precious creature? If I find out who did this, they will pay with their life! Now that someone's been killed, Matilda may be a little frightened for her own safety, but she's still more concerned with finding the hidden gold. Matilda claims to be from one of the High Rock's most distinguished noble families, but I have a feeling their fortune has long been squandered. Before the body turned up, I got the sense that Nels was a bit of a drunkard, but he seems truly unnerved now and is drinking rather excessively. Neville seems different now that someone has been killed, more alert, more aware. Something tells me he's not going to take all of this lying down. He's a trained soldier after all. I bet if anyone can figure out what's going on here, it will be him. You'd be smart.
Please, sweetie, stay close to me. The killer might strike again, whoever he or she is. One less dark elf in the world, and now there's one less person to find the gold as well. It's a good day, don't you think? You think Nels might be the killer? Well, he plays the buffoon, but it could all be an act. He's an Ord, and they're such a savage, uncivilized people. Neville has a strong sense of justice, I can tell. If we find out who the killer is, he'll take care of things, if you know what I mean. I worry about the boy. What if the killer is after money? Primo is quite wealthy. He could be the next victim. You'd be smart to stay with the rest of the group. It's just not safe to go wandering off alone with a killer on the loose.
Have you heard, my friend? One of our fellow guests has been murdered. This bodes ill for our stay and our search for the gold. No. When I looked into Devisi's face, it was like peering at my own daughter. I feel like I've lost her all over again. It seems she's upset about the murder, but there's something else. It's almost like she's glad there's less competition for the gold. Greedy old bat. I really have to wonder where Neville was when someone was getting slaughtered just a few rooms away. Maybe he was busy looking for the chest of gold, or maybe he was right next to the victim with his hand on the hilt of a dagger. Think about it. Whoever the killer is will have to be strong and quick. Now, I'm not saying Primo is our murderer, but you have to admit it's at least possible. You'd be smart to stay with the rest of the group. It's just not safe to go wandering off alone with a killer on the loose.
Is that why someone invited us here? To kill us? This is horrible! Whoa!
Well, well, look who's here. It's the #1 suspect in a cold-blooded murder of 2 innocent people. I'm watching you, scum. She was a child, and some sick murdering dog struck her down in cold blood. I swear, if I find out you did this, I'll kill you with my bare hands. Now this is interesting. 2 people turn up dead, and you're more concerned with my feelings toward the Nord. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to turn me against him to cover your own tracks. Make it quick. Every little bit helps. That mead-swilling barbarian killed those 2 people. I'm sure of it. I don't have the proof just yet, but I'm watching him. Don't you worry, my friend. Nels won't get away with this, not on my watch. I was in the Legion for a great many years, my friend. I saw a lot of horrible things, including the murders of children. It made no sense then, it makes no sense now. But don't you worry. I vowed to bring Divisi's killer to justice. Mathilde's murder saddens me, friend. But not for the reason you may think. 10 years ago, when I was in my prime, this never would have happened. But now I'm old, and my instincts have failed. I let that woman down. I'm a Red Guard, though I've never actually been to Hammerfell. I was born here in Cyrodiil. My family has been in the Legion for 3 generations. Primo may be young, but he looks strong, and I'm sure he could handle himself in a fight. I think I'm going to enlist his help. I'll talk to Primo. Give him a bit of encouragement. If he and I are vigilant, we may prevent the killer from claiming another victim. Stay safe, if that's even possible.
I haven't seen death like this in a long, long time. It's a bit more than my nerves can handle, I'm afraid. I plan to gather up every drop of drink in this house and keep it to myself. If things get any worse around here, I find comfort there, you see. Some bloodthirsty monster killed that woman in cold blood. It's obvious to me one of the other guests killed her to eliminate the competition. Assuming that's true, who's next? You? Me? We need to keep our eyes open, friend, and we'd do well not to trust the others. With 2 of us now dead, it seems like the others are looking for Neville for protection. The fools! He'll kill them like he did the others. That's right. I think Neville is the murderer. I can't prove it yet, but he'll slip up, just you wait. Whatever you do, don't turn your back on him. Let me ask you something, friend. Why is Primo even here? The rest of us need the money, but his family is wealthy beyond measure. Maybe he was bored, or maybe he just wanted to do some slumming. Or maybe he's a trained assassin hired to kill us all, one by one. Sound crazy? Well, these are crazy times, my friend. Stay safe, if that's even possible. My friend, please stay safe. 3 of us have been murdered. Besides you and me, there's only one guest left, if you know what I'm saying. I've seen death like this before. Many years ago, my daughter was murdered by bandits who came to our village. I'm sorry. I need a drink. Primo being here made no sense. Whoever our host is, why would he invite someone who didn't even need the money? It's as if we were invited for another reason altogether. Think about it. We're trapped in this house with no way out, and now people start dying. I think poor Primo was tricked, just like the rest of us. If we're not careful, we'll end up dead, too. You mark my words. Where are you going? What are you doing? We need to keep our eyes on each...
There you are. Listen, I've searched every inch of this house. It's sealed up tight. There's no way in or out, and there's nobody hiding any place. That means the killer has been inside with us all along. You and I aren't murderers, so that leaves one person. It's Nels the Naughty. Yes, we must kill that foul Nord before he slits our throats. Aye! Ah! Well, that's it, my friend. We're the last. And that damned assassin is still hiding out in this house somewhere. I guess there's only one thing left for me to do. I'm gonna find an axe and do my best to chop that damn door down and get us out of here. One less Nord in the world is something I'd normally cheer about. But the fact that he was murdered by a fellow guest does put a damper on things. Primo was a young man, strong and full of life. Surely he would have been able to defend himself against an attacker. So I guess this is it, then. Oh! Wait, let me guess. A sleazy whore and a nice new battle axe, am I right?
Not much to tell. I'm listening. Thank you. Good, I'm glad she's dead. I can tell you that because we're friends. Matilde didn't like me just because I'm a Dunmer. Do you think he could have... I heard the others talking. Neville was a soldier for 20 years. I rather like Primo. He's not...
I'm going to open a
stay
tavern.
with the rest of the group.
Not that I'd...
Someone's been killed, and as far as I'm concerned, you're one of the... You'd be...
Someone's been murdered. The poor lass... What kind of sick, demented person could cut... Oh, we'll... Every little bit helps. Some bloodthirsty monster, assuming that's true, who... Let me tell you something. If anyone thinks they're going to hurt that poor dark elf girl, they're going to have to get through... Don't let... I really have to wonder where Neville was when... Maybe he was busy looking for the chest... Whoever the killer is would have to be strong. You'd be smart to stay with the rest of the group. It's just not safe to go wandering off alone with a killer on the loose.
Is that why someone invited us here? To... Ah!
I don't care about the gold anymore. I just want to get out of here. I'm going to try all the windows and... I know, Primo. Can I be honest with you? Nels won't stop looking at me. At first I was flattered, But now... All right, so I didn't like Neville. But the man was a trained soldier. He knew how to handle himself. Who could possibly... Stay safe.
I haven't seen... You want to know how I really feel about Neville's death? I'm afraid. I may hate the Imperial Legion, but Neville was probably the most capable fighter among us, yet he was cut down silently, just a few rooms away. I fear one of us is not who they are. This isn't the work of some greedy houseguest. There's an assassin among us. You mark my words. We... Stay safe, if that's even possible.
Two of us have been murdered. One of us is a killer, but who? Stay away!
My friend, please stay safe. 3 of us have been... I've seen death like... No, no. When I looked into Davisi's face, it was... This is insane.
3 people. Neville was strong. I just don't know what to think. Make it Thank you. How come? I was right about him. He's been doing it. He's the killer. My friend.
You want to know something, my friend? I just don't care anymore. We're the only 2 left. I know, and now you're here to kill me. Primo being here made no sense. So I guess this is it, then? I accept your surrender.